What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris coming at you live as always from my Nissan Altima. On my way up to Noble Records for the day. Probably getting in my last dig of my vacation slash staycation, if you will. I'm after the same thing. I've had a great week with my daughter Ramona. It's winding down now. Having to start mentally putting myself back in the grind to resume and get back to normal, get back to the work week on Monday. But not there quite yet, and gonna swing up there. I got a couple in particular I got my mind on. Got one that I've really got my heart on. Hoping that it's clean. If it is, that could be very promising. But whether or not that happens or not, there's one sitting up there on that holy moly wall that's been up there for a while that I've got my eyes on too. So either way about it, counting on a successful dig today. So we'll see what happens, and I'll holler at you guys soon with some finds. What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris coming at you live from right outside of Noble Records in Matthews, North Carolina. You guys have no doubt gotten accustomed to it by now. Only a couple more days left on my little week-long vacation, staycation, if you will. But I decided to get in one more dig before the week was over. I came all the way up here for one specific, but knowing there was another one I wanted to bring home that's been sitting up here on the holy moly wall for a little while now. I was surprised, shocked that it was still sitting up here after all this time. But I came knowing that would be a pretty damn solid consolation prize if the other one didn't fall through. And the other one, the main one that I came up here for didn't fall through, not because I couldn't get it. I had my hands on it. It was a little too beat for me. The price was good, more than fair, but it's one of those things, I can't buy an album just to have it, and that would be one of those instances where I was literally going to be buying that album just to have it, and I'm not the kind that does that. If I can't spend it, or if I don't think it can be saved or salvaged, then it's basically got to be damn near free, and even then I might not take it because it's just going to take up space on the shelves. But one thing that I've decided to start doing here lately, I've decided to start, there's so many great records that I've had that I started selling and trading for rare jazz music because I knew I could get a good fair price for them. Matter of fact, Dylan right up there got almost all of them. But I've decided to start going back and reacquiring them as they present themselves. So in this stack today, you got 4 instances of that. One of them's just a condition upgrade, and then another one was the one that was a pretty damn solid consolation prize. The prize that's been sitting up here on the holy moly wall for a while now. So let's go ahead without further ado and go ahead and get to it. First one's one of those ones again that I've had a couple times, sold it or traded it. I'll just go ahead and keep it this time if I'm being completely honest with you. I need to have a copy of it anyway. I love the album. But it's Jolene, Miss Dolly Parton. It says, I can't tell if it says 71 or 74 press. Yeah, it's a 74 press. Yeah, but love the album. And of course, it's got I Will Always Love You on it and Jolene. So it's a flat out phenomenal album. I've had a couple copies of it now. But it's one of those ones that every time that all of a sudden I got, some holy shit jazz that I wanted to have and save up money for and everything like that, it was just always one that it was so easy to sell or trade. But I'm going to go ahead and keep that one in the collection now. Happy to have it. This next one, these next two are, my 2 favorite Johnny Cash records, period. It's these 2, and then it's the American series records. Those are my all-time favorite by Cash. This first one is my all-time favorite country album, period. And that's if you even consider it. With Johnny Cash, you can't really consider Johnny Cash a country artist. That's not fair to him. The man's just an artist. This Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, I absolutely love the record. Have loved it for years. Again, my favorite country record. It's one of my favorite albums, period. Absolutely one of my favorite live albums. Very clean copy. Thrilled to have it. Dylan and I got into a little conversation about which one was our favorite amongst the live prison albums. That one's my favorite, but I love this other one too. And by this other one, meaning the one I'm showing you right now, Johnny Cash at San Quentin. Love it. Phenomenal album. Like there's just a couple, like the Starkville City Jail and Darling Companion. I love his and June's cover or version, whatever, if you will, of Darling Companion. It's a phenomenal record. To me, it doesn't stand out quite as much as Folsom, but I love it. And a funny little story, Dylan legit told me he was refusing to sell me this record. He knows how much I hate shrink wrap. He was refusing to sell me this if I was ripping this shrink wrap off with this hype sticker on it. I told him, believe it or not, and this is going to be a shock to all of you guys who've been following my channel for long enough, when I find stuff like that, I don't tear that off. Because it's got that sticker. I've never seen a copy with this sticker on it, so I can't tear it off. I just can't. It wouldn't be right. That's got to stay. And then there's a fun little backstory. Growing up in upstate South Carolina, obviously, it's a different thing. You know, we're backcountry folks, if you will. But my mom spent a lot of time around her dad when she was little. My mom's name is Susan. She spent a lot of time around her dad, my grandfather, who's still with us, when she was little. And, you know, she ended up hunting and fishing and in pool halls, you know, and they're hustling all the boys and everything like that when she was little. So my grandfather used to call her a boy named Sue. So for me, that's always been so cool to me. And now to have the album with that boy named Sue hype sticker on it, it's too cool. I can't wait to take a picture and send it to my mom. It's going to be awesome. Next up is one that's just an upgrade for condition, and it's just a flat out phenomenal freaking record. And believe it or not, it's the closest thing to jazz I bought today. And that shit ain't right. Okay, anyway. Headhunters, Herbie Hancock, obviously. Album needs no introduction. It's one of the greatest albums ever. It needs no further introduction. It just doesn't. And it's just an upgrade for condition for me. The one that I have is slightly rougher, and the wax on this one is immaculate. And original pressing, of course, on Columbia. And I'm thrilled. You know, I don't know how much cleaner I can get, but you guys know me. If I get an opportunity, especially at a price like this, and Dylan's just always got the best prices in the Carolinas, or really at any store I've ever been to be completely honest with you guys. Next up, super clean copy of Al Green's Let's Stay Together. So clean that I really thought it was a modern reissue, and then I got to really looking at it, and no, it's an original pressing on High Records, and you gotta love it. And of course, this is one of the greatest soul records ever released. It's absolutely phenomenal. I've loved it forever. The first soul music that I could really remember really getting into frequently is Al Green, because my dad had that the greatest hits Al Green one, the one that's so popular. He had that on cassette when I was little, then later on CD, and he played the ever-living piss out of it, especially like, you know, family pontoon boat, you know, in the pickup truck and everything like that. And so the first like real soul music that I really got into, I remember being Al Green. I remember being that greatest hits album. So I've always loved it. And this was the stunner for me. This is the one that was worth coming all the way up here for. Again, just to let you guys know, the one that I really wanted to bring home as a companion to this, not instead of, but as a companion to this, was Nina Simone's Little Girl Blue. That one was worth coming all the way up here for. I got up here, obviously, and the copy that they had of it was beat. So it was too beat to salvage. It wasn't going to be a quick run through the cleaner. Wasn't going to fix this. It was going to be terrible. And, you know, for jazz music or whatever, you're not going to want something that beats. So I left it behind in the bins. Somebody will buy it, and they'll be able to say that they have it. That's awesome for them. But for me, this isn't a bad consolation prize. It's the one that's been sitting up here on this holy moly wall for quite a while now. It's Ann Peebles, Straight from the Heart. Again, how it's been sitting up here for as long as it has, I won't be able to tell you. But it's another on High Records. Flat out phenomenal, as you guys see, still in the freaking shrink. And to be honest with you, hell, I might leave this one in the shrink. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty tight. It's pretty solid shrink. Real quick. It's got the original liner. Bam. And as you guys can see, this bad boy is clean. I cannot wait to take this home and throw this on. It's going to be phenomenal. But you don't see Ann Peebles OGs in the wild very often on High, or you just don't. And when you see one like this, especially this album, which is my favorite by Ann, you don't even see reissues of this. So when you see it, you guys already know you got to jump on it. You just do. And there you have it, guys. Probably the last video I'll do for the weekend. If I listen to any more music this weekend, it'll be tonight. But I got to tell you guys, this is before noon, and I'm already so beat that I don't know if I'm going to make it long enough to listen to any music tonight. But there you guys have it. Not a bad day at the record store. And the closest thing that I bought to jazz, and the reason I say closest thing is because it's that Headhunters album. That another one that evolves past genre for me. You know, you don't have to be a jazz fan to love to love that Headhunters album. You could be a rock fan and like the Headhunters album. So for me, but great day at the record shop. Went back and reacquired some albums that I've loved my entire life. That, you know, again, I'll go ahead and keep these copies. I mean, there's no reason for me to keep selling and stuff like that. I mean, there's just not. So I'm gonna hold on to these, and I'm gonna enjoy them, and I'm gonna start reacquiring a few slowly but surely. And there you have it. I mean, why not? So, hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Hope you're enjoying some music. And until next time, until next video, keep dropping that needle, you guys.